Welcome to the Simpit where the engines roar. Sean's bald-headed pride, always wanting more. Amir's got the skills, hair flowing free. On the racetrack, he's the one to see. Sean's pushing hard, living on the edge, but every single time he falls off the ledge. Frustrations building, can't handle the heat. Amir's calm and steady, never faces defeat. In the Simpit, the battle goes on. Sean versus Amir, but Amir's too strong. Sean stands out, frustration reigns. Amir stands tall, he's the king of the lanes. Sean's in the cockpit, eyes full of flame, dreaming of the victory, playing the game. But Amir's got the focus, the heart of a lion. On the track, every move perfectly aligned. Sean tries to take him, pushing to the brink, but with every move, he starts to sink. Crashing now, spinning, losing control. Amir's dominance taking its toll. In the Simpit, the battle goes on. Sean versus Amir, but Amir's too strong. Sean spins out, frustration reigns. Amir stands tall, he's the king of the lanes. Sean's got the drive, the life's the grace. Amir's got the rhythm, leading the race. Every single lap, the story's the same. Amir's in the spotlight, basking in fame. Sean's talking big, saying next time's a charm, but we all know he's heading for harm. Amir's the champion, cool and collected. In the Simpit world, he's highly respected. So here we stand, the final lap in sight. Sean's in the shadows, Amir's in the light. Amir's the master, can't be denied. Sean's frustration, he can't hide. In the Simpit, the battle goes on. Sean versus Amir, but Amir's too strong. Sean spins out, frustration reigns. Amir stands tall, he's the king of the lane. So remember the names when you talk about the track. Amir's the victor, always coming back. Sean's got the heart, but can't take the crown. In the Simpit world, Amir's renowned. So remember the names when you talk about the track. Amir's the victor, always coming back. Sean's got the heart, but can't take the crown. In the Simpit world, Amir's renowned. So remember the names when you talk about the track. Amir's the victor, always coming back. Sean's got the heart, but can't take the crown. In the Simpit world, Amir's renowned.
Good day, folks. Hope you're doing well.
It's going. Hello, everybody. We are back. We're back for our second week of the Simpit Fun Races. I'm going to be sitting here in the commentary booth. My rig is kind of half torn apart from the stuff that happened last week. So I'll be here sitting here doing commentary for everybody and sitting here chatting along with you guys. And plus, I'm tired. I was at the 24-hour races spa the past 2 days, and my feet are killing me, man. So I'll be sitting here in the commentary sim rig booth. For this race, for our second fun race, we are over now at Okayama, and we're racing the Toyota GR86 cars. And these are fun little cars to drive. I think they're a little bit more fun than the Miatas, but that's just me. But really what we're doing with the Summer League is we're slowly progressing into faster and faster cars. So first race we start off with the Miatas. This one's the Toyota GR86. Next race will be the Mustangs, the FR 500S. And then, slowly progressing faster and faster. So So we're gonna be doing 8 races, and it's gonna culminate into the hypercars at Le Mans. And so yeah. So far, yeah. So in chat, I was gonna say hi to Tom Jones. Sean should be racing. I'm not sure if Sean's in he's in it yet. Let me see where he's at. He said he was gonna race, but he had to go walk his dog first. But right now we got it on track with the most exciting. Yeah, so Sean is here. He's just being very, very quiet. Have everybody here in Discord right now, but they are just doing their own thing. I can hear them, but you guys can't hear them. So alright, so let's see what we got right now. So right now we're in the car with George Sandman. So right now we've got Joe Antonio. He's sitting in first place. He's done 3 laps already, followed by Joseph Spacek. Or now we got George Sandman. George Sandman, he goes up into first place with this car. And then followed by Joe Antonio and Joseph Spacek. And then Clymer. Clymer moves up to 3rd place with a 146.9. Fastest lap so far is a 144.8. This is a fixed race setup. So everybody's using the same exact setup. We were supposed to do that last week, but we're into some issues. This week, everybody's running the same exact setup. And here we are as we're sitting in the car with Neil McDougall as he's getting ready to turn his laps in. Right in front of him is Sean Cole. So let's see what we can go here. Sean had a really, really good showing last week. Finished in 2nd place. He started out in 7th place in qualifying and moved all the way up to 2nd place. So can Sean continue on with that? Continue on with that momentum and try to challenge for the top 3 again this week. I mean, last week was a disappointing race too for George Sandman. George Sandman was leading the whole entire race, but he didn't end up fuel saving, so he had to come in on the final lap to grab some fuel that dropped him out of contention. And that moved Joa up into 1st place, where he had a really, really good battle with Brandon. And I don't think Brandon is, so far, he's not in the, I don't think he's in here just yet. But we've got a lot of drivers have shown up so far, which is really good. Clymer's your oval guy, Tom? Clymer's my oval guy, too. And I'll let Clymer know. So, like, hey, Clymer. Tom Jones is saying you are his oval guy. So you better do good here. But this is the name of the game for this whole entire league. Is we're just sit back, have fun. There's no damage. It's going to be fixed setup. There are penalties, so to still keep the driving standards good. But because it's fun, there's no damage. So if they also encourage more door-to-door racing. And yeah, so if anybody wants to join, anybody that's watching and they want to join this league, just search for the Simpit Racing series on iRacing or join our Discord, and I'll get you into our leagues. Tom, you're gonna bet me $1? Dude, I can't even accept that, man. I suspect what's gonna happen to Sean Cole is the same thing that happened between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris today. I think that's what's gonna happen. I mean, I do expect at least a top 5 finish for Sean. Especially since he was doing so well last week. Sean usually excels a lot more in the slower cars. Here we go. Neil's going for that pass on Sean. This is practice. We're halfway through practice. And after that's going to be going, so we're going to have a 20-minute practice session, followed by 10-minute qualifying, and that's going to go into a 30-minute race for everybody. So going through, looking at our standings right now, we've got George Sandman in 1st place. Right behind him is Joe Antonio. Neil McDougall in 3rd place. Sean Cole in 4th, and Chris Gianarelli and that's our top 5. And right behind them, we've got Nicholas Batista, Wout Van Morik, Aldis Pudequist, Joseph Spacek, David Clymer, Callum McLeod, Kenny Stepp, and David Payne. We are still expecting some more drivers. Usually we get some more drivers that join us later on. So hopefully we can have a bigger field for racing this time around. And right now as we're sitting here, we're seeing Joe Antonio right now. The camera's focused on him. And that's Neil McDougall jumps up into third. Sean's in fourth. And then Aldis, he moves up past Nicholas Batista into sixth place. Oh, spin for Sean! Spin for Sean! We had a really good battle going on there for a little bit. As we're going through, and we're having seeing this really good back and forth between Joa and Neil McDougall right now in practice. So is this going to be an omen what's going to come during the race, seeing a battle between these two guys? Yeah, I tell you, yeah, I was I'm a little tired too. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't racing too. I could have raced on single models, but said being at Spa for the past 2 days watching the 24-hour race, I'm done. We hiked that track twice, and my feet are killing me. So as our movers, we see Chris Generally moves up into 5th place. Wout Van Morik and David Payne. David Payne goes up into 5th place right after that. We see here Joa makes a move over Neil McDougall. And then followed right behind him is Cal McLeod. Cal's trying to stay in there, trying to get that draft so he can improve his lap times. But he's still sitting in 13th place. You see no changes in lap times between these guys so far, but Callum uses that draft, and that moves him up into 8th place. Tom, it was my very first time at Spa, man. I loved it. It was so amazing, so great. I've always wanted to go there. I've never had the chance to go. I've always gone to the Nürburgring, I loved being at that track. One, it was so easy to get to the track. I would definitely go back to another race at Spa over Nürburgring. I love Nürburgring, the racetrack, but I would much prefer going to watch races at Spa. And you get a way better vantage viewpoints of seeing the cars up close, more up close than you would at Nürburgring. The grandstands are all located in positions where you get really, really good view from all the action that's going on the track. And you can hike the whole entire track. And it's all paved, so you don't have to worry about walking in mud, dirt, or any of that stuff. There is a lot of elevation changes, so at one point, I had to stop at one point because I was so exhausted going up the hill. But it was really fun. It was really fun. Callum is 45% more likely than Sean to cause a right. That's true, Tom. I haven't gotten it back yet, Sven. I got one shipped. I got one shipped. I just haven't gotten it. It just hasn't came in the mail yet. Video Game Madness, do you need a high-end PC to play this game? No, for iRacing, you don't really need a high-end PC system to play iRacing. You can go to their website and see what the recommended specs are for iRacing. I don't remember them. I don't know them off the top of my head. But usually, with iRacing, it's on a lower spectrum of requirements for PC than compared to the other sims that are out there. So maybe you should be okay with an $800 PC from Walmart if you're gonna be running 1080p. So you should be okay with that. But again, you can go to the iRacing website and see what the recommended specs are. and it'll tell you if and see if something matches up. Nice bottom right. Yeah, Tom, there is nothing like going to watch a race in real life, man. It is so much different out there than watching it on TV. And mostly the smells, man. Like, I don't know, I'm a guy that likes the smell of brakes, gas, tires. That stuff, like, if they could make a cologne out of that, I'd wear it all day long. I haven't been to a NASCAR race. I haven't been to the States, like, I haven't lived in the States in 20 plus years, man, so I never really got to go to a NASCAR race. But the cars are loud. Especially when you're sitting in the grandstands where everything is covered, all of the sounds reverberate within the grandstands. It makes it really, really loud. If you're out in the open, they're not that loud, but their grandstands are very, very loud. Yeah. So I mean, NASCAR, I mean, because yeah, you got those big giant V8s compared to most of the GT3 cars are using V6s now. So I believe only the Mercedes and the Ford, and I think the Aston Martin are the only ones that still use V8s. But at the race today, oh my gosh, man, the Ford Mustang was by far the loudest car that was out there. And here we are, so we're getting ready to finish practice. We got less than a minute left, so as we are with the standings, we got Neil McDougall in first place, George Sandman in second, Joe Antonio in third, Aldous Pudaquist in fourth, and then Chris Gianarelli in fifth place. That's our top five. And we've got 14 different drivers that showed up today for our fun race. Yeah, no problem, Video Game Madness, anytime, man. If you got any questions, you can go ahead and ask away. And yeah, chat's saying, like, iRacing, yeah, yeah, I forgot about that. iRacing can let you check and see what are the requirements for your PC. But again, the website will have it too. They are, Sven, but they're nowhere near as what the V8s used to be, man. Oh, there goes Joe off track in the final moments. And there he goes in the final moments off track. We're going to have, I think this race is going to be a lot of fun. So here we go. Practice is over, and now we're moving into qualifying. It is open qualifying. So it's going to be very interesting how people use other drivers to get a better lap time. So who's going to be our... So here's who we're at. So here we go. We're going to have Joe Antonio is going to lead the pack going out. Yeah, I mean, Tom, just in general, like, most racing's not that exciting in real life. Like, the cars are way more louder in person. Way more louder in person. It's so cool as you see the cars and, like, you feel the vibrations going through your body as the cars are driving by. It's having that feeling going through your body is so crazy. Every time, like, the Mercedes drove by or the Ford drove by, we're sitting in the grandstands, and just, like, everything is just shaking so bad, like, your whole body's shaking from the sounds. It's so cool, so great, man. Alright, I'll tell him. So, Callum. Tom Jones says, good luck. He's standing by to riot if he needs to. Alright. So he said there's a 108% chance of that happening because he sucks so bad. I don't know, like, I haven't heard the V6s in person. I've heard the V10s, I've heard the V8s. And yeah, to me the V10s were by far just screaming. Yeah, like, it was a high-pitched scream, It wasn't like a low base like how V8s are. The V6s, I've never heard them in person. So here we go. People should start putting in their first laps. They're starting off their first laps as we're going by. We are at Okayama. We are at the GP version of this track. So we're gonna see how everybody's going. We should be seeing our people putting in their lap times here pretty soon. There's Cal McLeod in his Moza paint scheme. What was the coolest car at the Spa race? Hey Viking Cat, how are you doing, buddy? I mean, I don't know, Tom. For me, all the cars were so cool. I'd say out of the prettiest car, I'd say that's out there, for me at least, the prettiest car is the Ferrari 296. To me, that's just a very classic design. Like, it looks good from every single angle. The Mustang had by far the best sound out of all the cars that were there, and it was the meanest looking GT3 car out there. But yeah, I have to give it to the Ferrari 296, man, and the Porsches. The Porsche 911s are great looking cars too in person. But I'd say, like, no, the coolest car that wasn't on track though was the DeLorean. They actually had the DeLorean from Back to the Future out there. So if you're Tom, if you hadn't seen it in Discord, like I posted it in the photos section, picture of the DeLorean. Yeah. All right, so here we go in. Here we go. So as people are putting their lap times in, we got Sean Cole. He's in first place. Right behind him, Christian Clark, Wout Van Morik, Nicholas Batista. So we got only 4 people that put a lap time on the board. Yeah, but it goes well with the car because, and also they can only extend the rear wing so far behind the car. Like it can't go, behind the rear bumper of the car. So they got to find a way to mount it to keep it still aerodynamic. And with how the rear of the car, the Mustang, is shaped, you kind of have to mount it starting from the middle of the rear windshield. Unlike some of the other cars where like they have a little bit longer, more area to actually have plates to go. It did, Tom, and it was actually like a fully functioning DeLorean too. It had all the light up gimmicks and everything. It had the flux capacitor in it and everything. So it was really, really cool looking. They also had a Ford GT out there too. That was part of some of the classic cars they were showing. They had the Aston Martin Valkyrie. They had the Mercedes AMG 1. Yeah, Tom. So they can't have so the rear wings cannot extend past the rear bumper of the cars. They have to stay within the limits of the safety. So going through, looking at our standings so far. So far we got Sean Cole. Sean Cole is still in first place, with Christian Arelli in second, Oldest Pudequist in third, Joe Antonia in fourth, with Neil McDougall in fifth place. But Neil moves up into first place. Sean moves down to second because of that. And where is our buddy Ken? Ken is in 10th place. Top 10 for Ken so far. So who are we looking at now? Right now we're looking at Callum McLeod, where he's sitting in 11th place right now. The camera keeps on moving for me, keeps changing. So all right, we're past the 6-minute mark. There's like 3 minutes and 20 seconds left of our qualifying before the race starts. Where Joe is sitting back in 4th place. He's not feeling too comfortable in the car, like he was in the Miata last week. but I expect him to start getting better and better. Joe is one of those drivers where he gets better as the race goes on too, as he gets more comfortable with the cars. We're not seeing big changes right now so far. Joseph Spacek, he moves up into 8th place. So right now, still Neil McDougall with the fastest lap time with a 1:44.8, and Sean Cole with a 45.3. So, all right, Aldis, he puts in a faster lap time, moving him up into 1st place. You see, I don't know, he was about 0.3 seconds faster than Neil McDougall on that last lap. All right, so we're down to it. We got about 2 minutes left in qualifying. So we'll see who's going to sit there, and we're going to see any changes in the last 2 minutes of the qualifying session so far. We got a couple people in the pits right now. So far as we're standing right now, so we got Aldis first, Neil McDougall second, Sean Cole in third, Chris Gennaro in fourth, David Payne in fifth, Joe Antonio in sixth, Christian Clark seventh, Kenny Stepp eighth, with Wout Van Morik in ninth, and Joseph Spacek in 10th place. So we got some of our new drivers that are coming back. So we got Cal McLeod, Chris Bassett. We haven't seen these two guys driving with us for a long time. That's the same thing with David Clymer. So here you go. And this race, again, with this race, there's no damage. There is incident limits. Again, we want to keep the racing standards good, but no damage because it is a fun race. So far, this is a little bit more entertaining. You know, Tom, I cannot comment on that. You know, let's just say with yes, I would have. No, man, like, I really, like, if my feet weren't killing me from all the walking the past 2 days, I probably would have raced today. But probably after this, I'm going to do, like, soak my feet in some warm water, some Epsom salt, because, oh man, that was a lot of walking the past 2 days. So here we go. We got 15 seconds left. There we go. Clymer moves out of the way to let Joa through because Joa is on a hot lap right now. So here we go. Are we going to see any changes in the last couple of seconds? So this is now the end of qualifying. So everybody's on a hot lap right now has got a chance to change. So let's see how everything changes. Oh, there's a big crash. I'm not sure who crashed there, but somebody crashed there. Alright. So there you go. Chris Bassett. Chris Bassett moves up into 9th place. That's finishing his lap. See, nobody's improving their lap times so far. Yeah, we. Oh, giant crash! Oh, giant crash towards the end. Nobody improved.
So all good, Christian.
So like it's a rolling start, but you can't do a short paced lap around here. I tried to set up for short, but you can't.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Aldous. Sorry, man.
All right. So far,
I was messing up myself there, so it's all good.
So how our qualifying stands right now. So we got Aldis Pudequist with first place, Neil McDougall in second.
I
Christian
looked
Clark.
down
Christian
and
Clark goes
then I looked
up
up
to
and you were
third.
there.
With Sean Cole in fourth, Joe Antonio in fifth, Chris Gianarelli, David Payne, Ken Easta, Chris Bassett in ninth place, Wout Van Morik rounding out our top 10. And then we go into Joseph Spacek, Nicholas Batista, Callum McLeod, David Clymer, George Sayman did not put a lap time in. I'm out of the race. And then we got Brandon Carl. So we got Brandon Carl. We're finishing in the last part. So let me say ready to race. All right. All right, so what we're gonna do is first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on the leaders. There is incident limits. We still gotta make sure you guys drive clean. Or you can't even take people out because that gets you incident points too. You gotta make sure you still keep it clean, guys. All right, so here we go. We're getting ready. We're gonna be doing a pace lap around the track. All right, waiting for everybody to grid up. I mean, you've got, what, 15 drivers today? Tom Jones, I am not talking smack about Sean. David Payne is 25% more likely than Callum to get the jiggles. I don't know. That depends of how much Callum races today. All right. But yeah, I am. Yeah. But all right. Callum, make sure you get the jiggles in right today. All right. All right, here we go.
Why does it sound like Sean?
Here we go. So we're gonna be doing a half a lap behind the pace car. We got Aldous in first place. Right behind him is Neil McDougall. And they got Christian Clark. Christian Clark out qualified. Yeah, Phil, I'm not gonna have the jiggles today. I had enough jiggles the past 2 days at the races, so I'm all jiggled out this week, man. All right, here we go. Here we go, as we are coming around. There we go, last couple of corners. No, I will, man. Once I get my monitor set up again, I'll be back to racing again. I should have it sometime next week. Yeah, it's already been shipped, Phil. I'm just waiting for it to arrive now. But it's just more of, I'm just so tired. I didn't want to race today, but here we go. Race goes, and we have Aldous. Aldous goes out, pulls in front of Neil McDougall. So here we go, Neil McDougall, or Aldous gets a pretty good head start over Neil McDougall. Right behind him is Christian Clark. Sean Cole up into fourth, passing Joe Antonio. There we go. what is it? So far, Clymer makes his place over Callum McLeod. And let's see if Aldous, how fast Aldous can go this time. He had a terrible race last week. He has, Phil. He has been getting a lot better. For sure, 100%. So we go. Already, we got Christian Clark going for trying to go on the inside of Neil McDougall. Is he going to be able to stay? And he does. But there we go. But Neil McDougall has the inside there. But that fight between them allows Aldous to pull away. Move it up to on most exciting. That most exciting right now is going to be Christian Clark, Neil, and Sean Cole. Oh, there goes Sean. There goes Joa. Joa goes for that pass. He's going for that pass on Christian early, but doesn't make it. But Joa's moving backwards a little bit. There we go. Right now we've got David Payne. Christian already goes off track. But he keeps it. He keeps ahead of Joa. This gave Joa a little bit closer up onto Christian Clark. Oh, a little bit of wiggle from David Payne right there, right behind Joa. And right behind them is Ken Eastup. Ken Eastup is up in the 8th place again. Ken has been killing it. He's been just getting better and better every time we race. Man, it's awesome seeing him go from being our last place driver and now like actually fighting in the top 10. It's so cool to see that with him. He's one of those guys where he just keeps on learning, watching the faster drivers, learning from them to get better and better. It's really cool. It's really good to see how far Ken Eastup's come along. Someone pulls off into the grass. Oh, something happened to David Payne. Something happened to David Payne, and that allowed, with all that commotion, that allowed Chris Bassett to pass Ken Eastup. And we got someone else pulled off to the side too, we saw there. But right now we got some fighting right now between Brandon Carl and Joseph Spacek. Payne's having some PEC issues. That's why he ended up pulling off to the side. Poor Payne. Oh, here we go. Joseph, he goes past Callum McLeod. Callum has a bad corner. Callum pushes Callum all the way to the back. Ooh, close right there. So you got Carl. Carl's all over the behind end right now. So Joseph, he's catching Nicholas Batista, and right behind him is Brandon Carl. Let's see where Carl gets a really good push. And they're making that. They're 3 wide now on the back straight. Carl had a really, really good launch, and that gets him in front of everybody else. But he goes a little wide there. And that pushes Joseph Spacek all the way down into 12th place, where Nick Batista's still ahead. Brandon Carl's gone. He's already put a good half second ahead of the drivers, Nick Batista and Joseph Spacek, right in front of him. And Carl's just pulling away now at this point. So how we're seeing it now, Neil McDougall, he's almost a second behind now Aldous Pudaquist, with Christian Clark a further second, a little over a second and a half for Neil McDougall. And Sean Cole is holding steady, 2 seconds behind Christian Clark. And here we go, we're gonna see Joseph Spacek trying to go over that pass over Nick Batista. Does he make that pass as we're going through this first corner right here? Who's gonna go in? Really tight, but there you go. Joseph Spacek makes that corner. That allowed right there, that allows David Clymer to catch up to Nick. Some really good racing between all of our guys out here. So here we go, Clymer's on the outside trying to go. Now he moves on to the inside of Nicholas Batista. He tucks right back in behind. Really good fighting right all over the course of this track right now, going through with all these guys. And here we go, right now we're looking at Neil McDougall, where we've got Christian Clark and Sean Cole right behind him. So Sean catches up really good behind Christian Clark. What happens? Joa lost a spot. So Joa gets a spin, and that moves him all the way down back into 10th place with that spin.
Joe, did we touch?
There you go. So we got all top four, all in the draft of each other. We got Neil McDougall. He's really caught up really quick to Aldous, because he did have almost a second a gap, and now it's brought all the way back down into 0.3 of a second. Let's see if the camera will keep us here real quick. Race director, we need to see these fights. Keep those fights coming.
Nah,
So
Chris,
now-
he walked it us on there.
These guys, see, the camera keeps on moving because we got so many fights going on track. So we've got
all right.
Aldous
I
Goodwin
thought
and
we
Neil, they're
touched. I was
fighting
like,
together.
damn,
We
we
got
got
Christian
two good
Clark and
races
Sean
going.
Cole fighting for
I felt
position.
bad. Nah, I don't feel so bad.
There we go. So Neil got that draft.
Just
right
for
behind
everybody to
Aldous.
know in
Is
the
he gonna try
chat,
to go for a
Callum
move
McLeod
here?
is actually enjoying
Nope,
iRacing at the moment.
He stays behind.
Don't tell anybody.
But that allows Christian Clark and Sean Cole to catch up too. Close fighting, and we're almost at the halfway mark between. And here we go. Christian Clark's caught up to Neil, and he's going to try to go on the outside. He's going to try to shift to the inside. Nope. Neil McDougall, he stays there, closes that door. That loses him a little bit of time. Oh, where does Aldous go? Aldous is going into the pits. So that moves Neil McDougall into first place.
My fuel saving all this. What are you doing?
So yeah, Aldous Pudersquist goes into the pits.
I know what you're doing.
That puts Neil into first place. Christian Clark's in second. Sean is in third. I believe Aldous is going in there just for like a quick splash and dash. So you had Neil McDougall, Sean, and Christian Clark. They were all trying to fuel save behind Aldous, but Aldous decides to come in for the pits for the splash and dash, because they probably will have to. They will probably have to add a lap, maybe 2 laps of fuel for this fixed setup's not going to take them. This fixed setup's not going to take them all the way to the end of the race. But now we're seeing the fight between Cal McLeod, Joseph Spacek, and David Clymer. They're all fighting for 10th place, our final point-giving position. Now we're back. Sean Cole's putting that pressure on Christian Clark. And Sean's being patient. He did that last week. Remember, guys, if you guys were watching the race last week, Sean was being very patient. Just applying pressure, hoping somebody makes that mistake. He's doing the same thing here. But if he wants to fight for the win, he's going to have to go for... He's going to have to be more aggressive. But he's just sitting there behind, just bidding his time. He's probably fuel saving just to make sure he doesn't have to pit for fuel, which is really smart on his end. So if he's trying to do what he can do by fuel saving for up until the last minute, then pushing really hard for the passes, he could come into play for winning this race. So here we go. We got 20 minutes left. This race, 10 minutes down. So here you go. Sean just goes a little wide there, while Christian Clark keeps it nice and tight. But now you see Christian Clark, he's falling a little behind on Neil McDougall now. Neil McDougall, I believe he's starting to push a little bit more now that he's into open air. Somebody went slow. Oh, that allows... Oh, we got this fight going on. 3 wide going through. 3 wide. Nope. Pulls up behind. 4 drivers fighting for spot right now. They're fighting for that 10th spot. So there you go. Callum's on the inside. We got Nicola Batista on the outside.
Damn it, give us 4.
So here we go. These drivers are all side by side. What are they going to do here? Oh, there we go. Nick Batista goes wide. He's going to try to stick it, go ring around. He's going to be able to get it past Callum. Nope. But now Nick's on the inside. But Moses, oh, Callum. Somehow Callum stays in the lead somehow. And with all this fighting going on between all these drivers, that gave Callum a little bit of breathing room. And meanwhile, this is where you got Aldis. Aldis is stuck behind these people that are fighting. It's slowing him down. If Aldis wants to have a chance at fighting for the win, he's going to have to pass these guys as fast as he can. But right now, I don't know, him pitting so early, I don't know if that was a good idea. Because you have all these drivers right now, they're fighting for 10th place. And that's for sure going to slow him down. So he goes for that dive bomb, but nope, doesn't get to it. Where Joseph is not letting him through. So here we go, Aldis, he's getting held up behind Joseph Spacek. And he's losing a lot of time staying behind these guys to Neil McDougall, Christian Clark, and Sean Cole. So this is really going to hurt his chances for the win. And you see Aldis, he's being aggressive. He's going left, he's going right. He's trying to find a way past Joseph Spacek, and he just can't find a way. Let's see what happens here. What is Aldis Pudikus going to do? Is he going to go on the inside? Is he going to try to be aggressive, trying to take this corner? Yep, he thinks about it, but he backs off. He brakes. Joseph, he's making sure he has the inside to the corner as we go through. He's wanting to keep Aldis behind him. See, he squeezes him right there, making sure he stays ahead. All this is hurting Aldis' chance of winning the race. But here we go. Aldis is going to go, and it can't do it. But he does make it. Aldis makes it, finally gets past Joseph Spacek, but he lost a lot of time. He still has a lot of cars ahead of him that he's got to pass, or that are slower than him. So that took him almost a full lap to pass Joseph Spacek. So now we're starting to see it. We're seeing Aldis pulling away from versus Spacek. So you can see how much Joseph Spacek was holding him back. And meanwhile, back at the front, steady as they are, they're all holding station right now. They're all trying to fuel save. Tom, so right now we've got Neil McDougall. Right now we're looking at the top 3 here. Right now they're all not putting the fastest lap times in. They're all trying to fuel save as much as they can to try to stop themselves from coming into the pits for that splash and dash towards the end. So right now we got our top three, Neil McDougall, Christian Clark, and Sean Cole. They're all on our screens right there. Followed right behind them is Christian O'Reilly and Chris Bassett. Joa went into the pits. Joa's in the pits right now along with, so that drops him all the way back down into 14th place. Joa's not having a good race at all today. So we're gonna start here. Christian Clark's having a really, really great race today so far. Being in the top three. And you can see Sean's backed off a little bit. He's just staying in the draft, but he's backed off a little bit, trying to save his tires to make sure that his tires last a little bit longer. But he's not losing that. He's not losing that draft. Again, he's just making sure he stays
Damn,
back.
all this,
fuel
you kept your
saves.
car under the tree too long.
So there we go. Aldous, as we're seeing, Aldous now is in
I
10th
can't
place.
wait behind you guys. There's a guy in front running away.
He's passing Nicholas Batista. That moves him up into 10th place. But he's still behind Callum McLeod, who's in 9th place now. Oh. Cole, he's staying strong, man. He is staying strong. He's just bidding his time. We're at the halfway point of the race. Again, right now, same thing. I'll be doing the same thing right now at the halfway mark. I'll be saving my fuel because they all know that the fuel is not going to last. And Sean looks up the inside, just letting Christian Clark know, hey, I'm here, buddy. If you make a mistake, I'm going to capitalize on it. Here we go. Oh, Cal McLeod, he allows Aldous Pudiquist to pass him. Oh, way off track there for Chris Generelli. Way off track there. I don't know how he kept it from spinning out and getting caught up in the gravel, staying still ahead of Chris Bassett. And Chris Bassett, one of those guys where he's a silent but deadly driver. He's one that's always there in the fight. But he always capitalizes. If you make a mistake, he's right there to always capitalize on your mistakes. Here we go, going through, going up the hill. Cole's a bit closer here. What is he going to do? Is he going to try to go for the pass? Or is he still going to try to fuel save here? Because he could potentially go for it on this lap if he wanted to. And he's got to start thinking now. He's really got to start thinking, do I stay behind Christian Clark? Or do I try to go for a pass so I can get behind Neil McDougall? Because he could do that too. He could be behind Neil McDougall and still stay behind him and fuel save. Oh, Sean goes way off track there. How these drivers are keeping on track and not spinning out. Way beyond me, man. Alright, so we're looking at Sean drops back a little bit, makes a little mistake. But Christian Clark, he is right there, staying with Neil McDougall. SBD driver, that is right, silent but deadly. Oh, here we go. Sean makes a little mistake. All right, so we're going back. So right now we have Ken Estep, Wout Van Morik, and Brandon Carl right now. They're fighting for 7th place. Carl's slowly been moving up. He started in last place. Remember that he's all the way up into 7th place right now. He's slowly catching the guys right now. He's trying to find a way past Wouter Van Morik. And Ken is just staying ahead of these guys. He's keeping it nice and calm and steady. You can see it right here, like they're trying to drive different lines up this hill to see how fast they can You got to try to maximize your speed going up this hill. Try to get a really good run against the driver ahead of you. So you can see here, Kenny Sapi moves to the inside trying to defend his position. It cuts back to us to here where Christian Clark. Again, they're catching back up to Neil, so it looks like Neil's like going fast, slowing down, trying to fuel save. We're at the 10-minute mark for this race. So right now, this is where these drivers have to start fighting. They got to start thinking about what they want to do. We got Brendan Carl, he goes for it. He's going for that pass against... Cameraman, come on! We're going for these fights. So no, I don't think Sean's... It's really hard to make mistakes with these cars. Like, they're very fun cars to drive, very steady, very stable cars. So what are we looking at? Carl gets his pass. He's moved up into 6th place, passing Wout van Morik. Right now where we're seeing Chris Bassett actually passes Christian O'Reilly, moving him up into 4th place. But we need to start seeing something from the top 2 for the 2nd and 3rd place drivers, because we're going to start seeing 3rd and 4th place. You can see them in the distance. If these guys are going to be driving a little slower than they are now, they are going to catch up. So are these drivers going to be able to make it towards the end? We see it right now. We see Christian Clark. He's pushing Neil McDougall. And Sean is right there. Christian Clark thought about it. He's like moved on to the inside, letting Neil McDougall know, I am there. And right now, look at these guys. They're so close to each other. Can they do it? Is one of them going to go for a pass on the straightaway right here? There we go. Christian Clark is thinking about it. He's moving slightly to the inside. But he brakes. He doesn't decide to send it, but just look at him right there. Right there. Oh, they think about it, but Christian Clark thinks the better of it. He's like, he decides to back off. And great racing between these guys. Great racing between these guys. So here we go, going in. Less than 7 minutes left of this race. Neil goes wide. That allows Christian Clark to go for the pass. Neil gets a horrible pull up to the straight. Where there's Sean Cole. He's alongside Neil McDougall. Is Sean gonna try to make it 3 wide? Sean makes it 3 wide. What are they gonna do? Is Sean gonna go for the late braking? He does go for the late braking, and that moves him up into 1st place. But he goes on the outside. Now we got Christian Clark on the inside. Sean's right there. Sean goes like, oh no! Christian Clark takes out Sean Cole. Oh, that. That takes, oh man, that sucks. So let's go back and look at that. Oh. Let's go back and look at that incident. Let's look at it from a different angle. So here we go, Sean Cole. There we go, Sean Cole goes in. Oh, and gets tapped. Yeah, they ain't giving each other enough space, and that spins them out. That gives Neil 1st place again. Oh, and that moves Sean Cole back into 4th place. Oh. I know, Sean. But that, oh man, that was like Shaw was right there. Oh man. Let's move it into a better TV angle. See, and this allows Chris Bassett. So this, oh, here we go. Chris Bassett is going on the outside with Christian Clark on the side. Are we going to see a repeat? Nope, we don't. But Christian Clark hits that curb, gives him a really slow chance. Right? That was a Verstappen move, David S. Look at these guys, they're fighting hard. And these guys, oh, they're fighting. These guys are fighting really hard for second place right now. And we're down. We've got only 4 minutes left in this race. See, like Chris Bassett, he started middle pack, right? Remember, guys, he started in the middle of the pack. And that's moved, now he's moved into spot for contention for second place. And all that. So here we go. What are we going to see from Chris? Is he going to try to go for second place moving into Christian Clark? But Sean Cole is still right there. Sean Cole, if I was Sean, I'd be angry right now. I would be angry. He's like, I had that corner. That was my corner. You should have backed off. But no. I know, right, David? Maybe it's a good thing we're not hearing him in chat right now. If I was him right now, I'd be like Guidi right now in the Spa race, where he got hung up behind the Lamborghini going into the pits for almost a minute. So he was stuck, couldn't go into the pits because of that Lamborghini. But here we go. Here we go, Chris Bassett. Christian Clark goes on the inside to protect the spot. Chris Bassett is on the outside with Sean Cole behind. But that gives Chris Bassett a good run. Here we go on the inside with Chris. But he decides to get better of it. That allows Sean Cole to slowly close in. He moves on to the inside to try to make a move over Chris Bassett, who's going to be the late of the breakers. But now we're going to swing around where Chris Bassett's on the inside and Sean's on the outside. And this fighting right now between Sean and Chris is letting Christian Clark move further away from these guys. But Christian Clark makes a mistake. He makes a very big mistake. And that allows Chris Bassett to move up alongside him. And you got Sean right there. What is Sean gonna do? Chris Bassett's still fighting. Ooh. Oh my goodness. What's gonna happen? Oh, here we go. All right, who's gonna get the better drive up the hill right now? Looks like Chris Bassett has got a really good drive. But is Sean gonna use that draft to do the same thing that he did last time? See, Christian Clark's being smart. He's protecting that inside. Oh, Chris Bassett goes on the outside. You're gonna try to make that pass. Oh, come on, cameraman. But we're seeing fighting right now between Wild and Ken Eastep. Here we go. Ooh, Sean, what happened there? Sean goes ahead. Let's go back. Let's go back and look. How did that allow them to go? All right, so let's see how this pass happened, guys. Here we go. So we saw it from right here. Oh, so it looks like Christian Clark, he might have ran out of gas. Because that allows Sean to go through, weave through with between Chris Bassett and them. But here we go. Oh, they're coming into the pits for fuel. They're all coming to the pits for fuel. But with all that pitting, that allows Christian Ricci to go into first place. Aldous moves up into second. Wout Van Morik is in third. Neil McDougall is in fourth. Here we go. Here you go. Sean's up into fifth place. Joe is back behind him in sixth place. Man, all of these guys having to come in. They just didn't have enough fuel. And right now, here, I believe we're on the last lap. So this is gonna allow Christian Ricci to win the race.
I tried.
Let's see, what are we doing? Whoa, what happened? Uh-oh. That was a massive lag spike from Sean. But here we go, Chris. Oh, Chris. He ran out of fuel. It's all right. Oh, Joa spins! Joa spins!
That was hell of fun.
Oh my gosh, so there we go.
I
as the
stopped
drivers
saving.
are
I probably
finishing
could have
the
made it
laps.
if I saved the few more laps.
Oh,
Damn it.
Christian Clark did not have enough fuel. Christian Clark did not have enough fuel to finish the race.
He probably would have passed you if you would have
Here
tried,
we
no?
go. As they finish, so we got Aldous Pitquist. He comes back to win the race.
Hold this with it early.
Neil McDougall second, Sean Cole in third, Chris Bassett in fourth,
GG,
Joe
Aldous.
Antonio
GG.
in fifth place, with Brandon Carl in sixth. Mega effort from Brandon Carl.
That was awesome.
Where
Tactics
he
and
started in
everything.
last
I didn't
place,
account
and
for
he
the
comes back
traffic in
to
the
win
middle.
Sixth place. David
I
Clymer
didn't
in
know there was a
seventh.
pit lane
Nick
speed limit
Batista
was, and I
in eighth
pressed it
place.
way
Kenny
too
East up in
early.
ninth.
So I probably could have come out in front of you if
And
I
then Christian Ricci,
like
he
done a
finishes
normal
up
pit
in
entry.
10th place. Great mega effort from all these guys. Ah, Cole does get third place, Tom. Joseph Martin, thank you for subbing, buddy. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, man. But no, that moves Joseph Spacek. He just crosses the line. That moves him up into 10th place, moving Christian Ricci out of the points. But yeah, that is it. That was a
through the
really
whole race
exciting,
as well, but
really
it wasn't
fun
enough.
race
I only got about half a lap.
between all of our guys. You see me, I'm sitting here, I'm sweating watching these guys and calling the commentary. Mega racing from all these guys. So it turns out that Aldous Pitquist pitting first, he was able to get that undercut and come back and win the race against Neil McDougall, who finished in second. So I believe Neil McDougall probably tried his best to fuel save and just realized he wasn't going to be able to. Where Aldous decided, I'm going to pit early and then just drive as fast as I can. That was a really good mega effort from all these guys. So let's see where that takes us with the standings. Let's see if we can look up our standings. I think I gotta exit out of the session for it to take effect. Where's my iRacing? Sorry, I'm just trying to pull up our standings to see where we're at with our standings for our Fun League. Just waiting. right, so as a result of our standings, so here we go. So this moves Joa. Joa is still in first place. He's 80 with 80 points, but Sean Cole with this was John Cole's finish ahead of Joa Antonio. That moves him 5 points behind with 75 points. Aldous moves into 74 points. Neil McDougall is 72 points in 4th place. Brandon Carl moves up to 5th place with 56 points. So followed by Joseph Spacek, David Clymer, Ken Eastep, Brandon, because he didn't show up today, he moves down to 9th place. Tied with Callum McLeod, Christian Clark, they're all tied for 9th place. And then we have Chris Bassett in 10th place. Dirge, that was an awesome race, man. That was an awesome race between you, Neil McDougall, and Sean Cole. That was so fun to watch you guys, really. Mega effort from you, man. Really cool. But that was really good between all of you guys. But anyways, guys, that is it for me. That's the end of our racing. I can't continue racing. I can't really do anything because my rig is half torn apart, trying to get everything fixed and ready for hopefully next week. But anyways, guys, thank you for everyone that stuck around. Thank you for everybody who watched. I'm going to end this stream here. And hopefully I'll be back up and running for Thursday when I get my new monitors and everything hooked back up. And I'll be doing some Le Mans Ultimate. And then we'll be back again Sunday for our 3rd race of the season for our fun race, which is going to be the Ford Mustang FR500S. So if you're watching and you want to join our leagues, you can either join our Discord by typing !Discord. Give you a link to join and just go into our Road Series channel. And you can see all the information on how to join right there. Or you can go into iRacing, search for the Simpit Racing Series, the Simpit Road Racing Series. And that should, and just apply, and I'll be able to get you into our league so you can race with us next week. But anyways, guys, I hope you all had fun. I hope you enjoyed this race with my commentary. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Have fun. Bye, guys.